Ready?
Yeah, man.
This time of Victor Allen's new Sportz. Victor Allen's unique neo-urban fan-based view of sports. That's right. Written and directed by Victor Allen, the bald-headed black man. That's right. Rub his head and make a wish, because he's the man. And now, here is the man that the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Vic. Yeah! Tricky Vic. Sports. Jock straps. Foot fungus. I'm telling you.
That's a lot of extra, dude.
Sports.
A lot of extra.
Mofos.
Yeah. You know what? You're just wrong, man. You're just wrong. Hey, man, look, I think somebody's getting some undue attention, man. And all I want to know is, when somebody takes it on the chin, do they get up again and then punch you right back? And do they deserve it? And as far as we are concerned, March Madness, nobody could do wrong, because these are all students. They're all celebrating. Some in their last years, man, tears flowing. I'm watching senior day for a lot of the athletes who are, doing their homage to the coach, tears flowing. Then we run into Coach K. And I'm not sure which side I should be on, but I'm going to call this Twitter Me Samuel L. Jackson. So when I say that, I just want you to understand what that means. I'm just saying this. Coach K dogs. This is how Sam did. He says, so Coach K dogs a kid, lies about it, half-ass apologizes, and it's all good. And if you guys don't know all about it, if you haven't heard, deals with, of course, Dylan Brooks, Oregon, as they defeated the Blue Devils. Before the game's over, he hoists up the three-pointer to burn out time, because he's gonna have to turn the ball over anyway. And then,
you don't know his. Well, you just said what his reasons for doing it. But you don't know what his reasons were.
No.
He just threw up a pass.
He threw up. Typically, when the team relaxes and the game's over and it's like 13-point lead and there's a few seconds left, you go, okay, hey, relax. Well, he hoisted it, but the clock would have had more time.
Right, I'm just saying you were supposing his reasons, which I said.
I have no idea what it is. I have no idea. But. Do you believe in professional lip readers?
Well, yeah, and I do.
Okay, then wait.
In fact, I've read some lips myself. I just got a different message.
Wait a minute. Let me say this. Have we not watched football and read some lips, and they were clear on what they were saying?
Yeah, and Pornhub too.
Right. So let's just say this.
Clear.
All right. So this is my point. Coach K even backtracked and said he should have, and he apologizes for actually trying to say what he had deferred, because Dylan said the truth. He told me point blank, I'm a better man than that. Didn't have to do that. Coach K comes back because media gets in the game. You know what happens. So the professional lip readers come out, and everybody's hitting him, say, we can read what he said. No problem. Most people are slamming Coach. I'm not. I'm actually sitting here going, Twitter me Samuel L. Jackson.
He didn't
So this is my whole point. Everybody's siding with Sam, right? And I'm going.
Most of who?
Media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we don't care what they say.
We don't care, right? So my point is this. Wonder if I did get in your ear and said this. Blah, 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 blah. Don't you ever do that stuff again. And they just slam on you. And everybody says, hey, look, don't lie about it. I said, what difference does it make? What do you believe? You believe I'm a god of basketball, that I don't fall, I don't make mistakes? Coach K is not that person you put up here above all else. He's like any other person and any other man or woman, if you want to use the comparison of knowledge, and we all fail. So for me, I'm going, Sam, why you all in this mix, man? Leave it alone. Maybe this is the genius of Twitter. And that's why I'm sitting up here going like this. I said, this wins both ways. I'm defending Coach K because I think he was right, and I think Sam was right. It all depends on what the goal is. The lip reader only serves as something, a fodder that you could use as a balancing act to say, well, you know what, Coach did say that. So what difference does it make? So Twitter me Samuel L. Jackson. I need to Twitter more like you, man. because you want the impact, don't you? That's all I'm saying. So you tell
Consider the source.
Whoa. Give me some.
In other words, what I'm saying is, I don't agree with this at all. First of all, I don't think he dogged the kid. What he said, even though he shouldn't be speaking to the other team, he didn't say anything that was profoundly provocative or threatening or anything. He said, you're a better player. He expressed an opinion which he shouldn't have done, but to me, on a violation scale of 1 to 10, that's a 3. I'm sorry. It means nothing. And then the other thing is that Sam, you could take a lesson for how to apologize for stuff from Coach K.
I knew.
Because the apology that he offered to me came across well done and sincere. Right. So those of you who are going to apologize in the future, including you, Sam, and some of your hangout buddies like Charles, y'all would do well to take a good lesson from Coach K on how to issue apology. Of course, then you'd have to learn how to write it yourself, though.
Twitter universe. See, I'm taking it from here.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Twitter, now, the other thing is a bunch of people have been waiting to get on his butt anyway. You know, they say he's not the nice guy that he can. Well, first of all, he trained under Bobby Knight.
Yes.
So what is that? I don't expect him to be those things. I just say, in all fairness,
right.
He did do something wrong. He did lie about it. He did admit it. He lied about it. And he issued an apology that was more credible than most. So
right.
I'm done with it. I mean, it wasn't like the biggest offense in the world anyway.
Right.
There was more than an offense that he tried to lie about it, and that's what made it look bad.
Yeah.
But, it goes to show that everybody lies.
Well, and a lot of
sometimes, of course, not you all. But
no, yeah. Look.
Like, I know you never stole from your mother's purse. Well, of course, neither did I.
And remember.
No.
The one pulling the strings here, that's why I said the media, and we try our best to say we're not part of media, right? We're different. We're different, right?
Hey, I want to know one way or the other, so at least I can celebrate it. If we are part of the media, thank God we can celebrate it, because we have never been an insider. So which one? Do we have to be blamed as being part of the media and get none of the benefits?
Right.
Because we ain't part of shit, okay?
Right.
I'm sorry.
On one hand, you can blame us for being both things, and what's the benefit?
Lord.
What's the benefit? So, no, I'm just saying.
We are just random brothers.
Yeah, hey, look, believe what you like.
Los Angeles, California.
I'm saying, great job, Sam, keeping yourself in the social media mix.
Yeah.
And
love the commercials, though. Love the commercials.
No, the commercials are great.
Love those commercials with Charles and Spike. They're wonderful.
And Coach K.
Good job, Sam.
Let me say this. No matter what, sometimes it's better that they see something that's imperfect, because know it pays better now in a lot of different ways. That's why I say they both win.
Well, isn't that the lesson for your kids again? Yeah. See, people to me crack me up with just trying to present your kids with this perfect image of the perfect world. Right. That is some stupid shit. I would telling my kid, this is what happens when you make the mistake of lying.
Right.
This is a lie, son.
Right.
Daughter, this is a lie. This is what happens when you lie. And you have to then go back in the tone for the lies.
Right.
You don't need to be making up some fantasy story about, well, honey, in the world, and that's why your kids end up being the little shits they are, because you wouldn't tell them the truth.
I want you guys to know,
I'm sorry.
I do not consider any of your kids to be little shit stains.
Some of them are. Some of them are, when you meet their parents, you understand. That's all I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Miko's in the chat room on Meerkat. She said earlier, old butt talking mess. When you gonna have some kids?
Kids, I'm shooting blanks.
Right.
Ejaculating dust. Okay?
All right.
I got cobwebs in my condom pocket.
Right. Okay, let me go to the next one. The next story up is more of a celebration and recognition, because I always say that at the end of the day, some stories don't get told when they've accomplished something already and we haven't reached the championship round. And I want to give a big shout out to the Cuse, and I'll wait till Mario roll up.
To the who?
The Cuse. I call him Sarah Cuse, because going unnoticed is that the men and women's team have made it to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah,
and nobody's really saying anything about it. And I'm sitting up here going, do you understand that they both have made it? Because Connecticut is going to be the ladies' other side of the finals. We already know that. But if they make it there, I want to give props to the men and women of Syracuse.
Because do they call the women the Orange Men too?
Yes.
They do? Because that's the whole thing. They call it the Syracuse Orange Men.
Yes, they do.
And so how they gonna do with the women? Orange.
Right.
First of all, how they get the orange anyway? Anybody know where the orange part came?
Right.
They're not in
I'm
Florida.
not even there, man.
They're in Syracuse, New York.
This
be the orange.
This is my ode to.
Well, I'm with you, Vic.
Hey, look, this is my ode. I call them Badass Universe City.
Yes.
That's what I'm giving Syracuse.
Bravo.
I don't have to wait for you guys to go win it because you both are in it at this point. So I'm cool with that. And Syracuse will go against North Carolina, which is number 1. And then Washington.
I love those lady ballers.
And Washington will go against Syracuse in the women's division. So, hey, just want to give you props on that. But I want to go to what I call the college game prophets. Always like to pick somebody. Ben Simmons has been the talk of the town from LSU. Of course, they're not in March Madness. But there's always been this other player who got game. And his game is clearly game. But they haven't wrapped their arms around him as much. And until Kobe kind of came over and blessed this brother by watching his game, Buddy Hield basically said, look, the prophets of college broadcasting journalism say, give us Ben Simmons. But in the meantime, we get Buddy Hield. I want to give him props because he said, as soon as I saw Kobe was here in his last game, he said, I knew I had to put on a show. So when somebody sits there and says, notice if you say ESPN is here, if you sit back and say another sports organization is there, he says, I have to put on a show for Kobe. Now that's playing with power, you guys. And I'm only saying this. What do you
passing of the guard.
Hey, look, and Kobe even said, and Kobe even said, man can play, man. He got game. He put up that 37. He's real. So I want to turn around and say, have you watched Buddy Hield play yet?
Yeah, I actually watched the 30 for 30. I think it was a 30. One of the stories about his whole upcoming. And again, people forget the work ethic these guys have. You guys, you know, you're talking about people just like Steph Curry. When they hit those half-court shots, what if they tell you they shot half-court shots 100 times a day? 100 times. You know, just like Larry Bird used to shoot, 500 shots, a day? Some ridiculous number. Work ethic, good brother, grounded, humble brother. Reminds you in a lot of ways of the Kawhi Leonard type, more
absolutely
focused.
Man.
Not a big mouth or anything, but a positive energy. So I love it, man. I love it.
Inside and out game.
I love it. He spit it up.
And to me, the part that I kept looking at, I said, wow, you guys are really embracing Ben. No slight on Ben. I can't wait. But if I'm watching a player right now, I'm watching the player that's delivering now, not necessarily the prospect he's going to be in the NBA later. So right now, Ben may not be doing what you aspire him to be, but Buddy is delivering it and taking it further. And I want to give respects to the man who's basically going, the NBA will be there, maybe I'll get there, but I'm enjoying how I'm playing right now. So props to Oklahoma. Got to give it up to him. I know Mario loves those Sooners, right, Mario?
Right. But I'm not against them.
Right, you're just not for them.
It's the nature of basketball today, especially in the March Madness. The teams are not who we see them as. The schools kind of aren't even who we see them as anymore.
Right.
So part of what I'm always taking in is the culture that seems to come with the different schools.
Right.
The way things are changing, the way the youth has impacted us and the ways we approach the game. A lot more lightheartedness, you guys.
Right.
I like it, Vic.
Yeah.
A lot more, not so much regimentation, military, macho stuff.
Right.
More fun. It looks like the coaches are more down to earth, more human, more play, more friendship amongst the players, Vic. So you feel the youthful energy, as opposed to the pros, just by how they act on the sideline.
Right.
So I'm loving it, Vic.
Okay.
I'm loving it.
Big shout out to a local school. Not quite local as it relates to our geography, but nationally, Chino Hills men's boys go undefeated, ranked number 1 in USA Today's poll or all other national polls. Unfortunately, would love to see you guys play in the Sporting Goods national competition where all the teams, all the top 10 or 15 teams are invited to play at this round robin to see who ultimately is the championship. But because the agreement and because they don't have a contract for whatever reason, they're not going to participate. So at the end, love the Ball brothers all going to UCLA. Can't wait to see you next year. 2 Ball brothers and a cousin. 3 all on one team. They go undefeated. Shout out to you guys, man. Love what you're doing. All right, we're going to exit out a couple of Q&As real quick, Mario. Simply is this. Golden State Warriors are 66-7 right now. What about 74 wins, man? What will they go undefeated for the rest of the regular season and hit 75?
Oh, I don't know. They have a few good big ones. Don't they have to play San Antonio twice?
Possibly. Do you think Greg Popovich is going to have Tim Duncan get out there for those last games or save up his legs?
I think he's going to use them wisely in the way that they've been using him so far.
Right.
You can't argue with Pop, I have to admit.
No.
He seems to have the way of knowing what to do and when to pull
and what
trigger, whatever.
Think about it. You go out there to press against the Warriors, last game or two, and that's more important than saving him for the playoffs. I say that San Antonio won't be a big significant impact because I just think his history, Popovich always saves because he's going best
we'll
record.
see. We'll see. Even though I'm not sure he's saving, with Aldridge doing what he's doing, there's a shift
right
already in the focus of the game plan.
He saved his legs.
That's there. So
he saved his legs. Okay, quick Q&A. Another one. Blake Griffin begins his 4-game suspension being medically cleared. If he didn't have a suspension, he'd be playing the next game. 4-game suspension and he returns. Big difference for the Clips.
Wait, he returned and he has another suspension?
Yeah, well, he already had it, but they don't count it until he comes off an injury. And then,
that's what it was. They didn't count it because so you can't have the injury and be suspended.
No,
ain't that? You would be thinking, damn, I'm glad I got this injury during the suspension.
Right. In other words, this is money. This is money.
Yeah, I don't think the Clippers can beat the big teams anyway.
Even with him.
They just seem to have a thing that they cannot beat the big teams. And as much as I love Chris Paul, he just cannot be this. He could have a solid game, but when he has a solid game, for example, against Golden State, they have a superb game.
Well, they got a bench.
Right. If he hits, if CP gets 15, Curry will have 35.
Right.
And they can't. They just no. It's amazing to me. The Clipper has the most depth of any team that still can't seem to beat the big guys.
Well, their best players really were activating last year, and then some of them they've already moved. They don't have the legs. It's one thing not having the bench, having the legs. Golden State to me has changed the game in one way, that from top to bottom, everybody's in. There's no laggers. You know who actually lags, but he's not in there.
The big center,
Bogut. He may lag.
And he's the only one. And he's still running.
Because he doesn't have to play 38, 40 minutes. So they are constantly from conditioning going like this. Bench comes in, we're running with it, we're moving. And the Clippers and other teams, even San Antonio, you have to slow them down. That's the best way. You can't run with them. So my guess is this. They're talking about 73 wins. I think they're going to get 74. Bam. Sports over, man.
Here's Victor Allen, New Sports. Tune in every week. It's a part of the recurring series. Victor Allen's New Sports. Mondays, we do it as part of the Morning Coffee with Mario show. You get to see and hear Victor's unique insight in today's world of sports. Enjoy.